Apple engineers are perfectionists. We obsess over every tiny detail you'll never notice. When building offline Siri, we spend weeks testing edge cases like airplane mode handoffs. My uncle with 3 felonies has been pretty sad lately, so I remodeled his room so he can feel at home again. What does TBH and IDK mean? To be honest, I don't know. Then why did you comment? Yes, I want my boyfriend to fail his senior year because I'm only a freshman and I don't want him to graduate yet. The Japanese add blue dye to their water cannon to mark demonstrators for later arrests. What the F? I'm here about my issues with Pure HR. Your appointment is not for another hour. You came too early. Which song comes to mind when you see this pic? Unknown artist track 1.wma. What's the worst thing someone has ever done to you? I cheated on my ex. It was a one-time thing, whatever. And after he found out from a mutual friend, his response was to sleep with not 1 not 2 but all 5 of the girls in my friend group over the course of a month. Needless to say, I'm no longer friends with them and I now have trust issues for life. Grandma had 2 passions in life, ducks and LSD. There is expanding foam with rat poison or metal shards to keep rodents out. I doubt OP use that type of foam though. This is not the work of someone who outsmarts the rats. Women work longer hours than men. Women now work almost 34 hours a week on average. Men's average work hours fell from 45.5 hours per week to 44.8 hours. The reason you won't find a lot of good men's clothing at thrift stores is because most men will wear their clothes until they literally fall apart. And when it starts to fall apart, it simply moves into the rank of home clothes, then into the rank of clothes for doing repairs, doing something, then into rags for cleaning, then into a rag at the entrance, then it goes into space. Hey Sarah, your profile says no smoking, but in all of your pictures you are absolutely smoking. Don't you think that's a bit hypocritical? Feel like you deserve a round of applause for that. I said thanks for the applause, now how about we get to clapping? She unmatched. 0 is not that cold. Absolute 0 is not that cold. Absolute 0 is not equal to 0 unless you read your temperature in Kelvin. I know that absolute 0 is not equal to 0, but still it's not that cold. Absolute 0 is minus 273.15 degrees Celsius or minus 460 degrees Fahrenheit. That is pretty damn cold, though apparently still not as cold as the 2 brain cells in your head trying to spark a thought. What's the cause of this? When you never dumb for a long time, it gradually moves to your nose. Utterly soulless sketch I did after reffing a prostitute. My life feels empty. Hey man, do you dry off your face after a shower with the same towel you use to dry your ball? Do you have a separate bowl towel? You start with the face then head on down. The towel forgets everything by tomorrow. Add the ability to colonize villages. When were blowjobs invented? I know it sounds stupid, but I'm really curious. Who was the first person to put a pen in their mouth? How did they know that it would feel good? Were cavemen going down on each other? Did Catherine the Great give blowjobs? Did Socrates give Alcibiades a blowjob? Was Socrates a top or a bottom? God invented them on the 69th day. Nice. Hi mom, I was watching a meme video that said that parents stop updating what they know about their kids when they are kids. I got curious and wanted to know if you knew what my current favorite hobby is. My life became a dark void when you were 6 months old and life lost all meaning then. Oh. $60, $30, $10. Give me 10 Black Widows and I ain't using protection. Pablo Escobar used to announce pill prices on radio every morning at 8 AM without the fear of government. Meanwhile here you are posting a video of movie too scared to share its name. Hot Cheetos Twinkies Smash Burger. This sounds like a from Urban Dictionary. I have never flown in a 787 Dreamliner, but if I ever do I'm gonna book seat 11A and a big before I board. North Koreans have been banned from showing any signs of happiness for 11 days. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier star Anthony Mackie requested Black Widow love story several times. When does that storyline come in? It's 6 AM here. My wife woke up 15 minutes ago and started scrolling while yawning loudly. Guess I'm up too now. My condolences. I would have been so cranky with her whether it was intentional or not. No consideration for other people is a big pet peeve of mine. Stick the peen in when she yawns. It took 10,000 bees 25 years to make the honey you just wasted. Takes 550 bees to make about a pound of honey in 2 to 3 weeks. Where did you get those numbers from? I made them up for dramatic effect. I won a lifetime supply of donuts, up to a dozen per day, at a local bakery, and it lasted 2 years until the original owner lied and his a-hole and took over the business. So it was still a lifetime supply, just not yours. My cousin just told me that it's not classy to eat a large box of shrimp fried rice by myself. I told her it's not classy to not know who her child's father is. Now everyone's yelling. For those whose twins came from suspected paternal lines, do you think you now have hypoopulation from your partner? Can you raise your hands over your head, because this makes no sense. I got pulled over and my in my cup holder, and the cop was like, you know the news saying those things are chilling people. I laughed a little bit and said, they say the same thing about your lol. He shot me 26 times in the chest. What pill has zero consequences? What pill can I do every day feels very euphoric? No tolerance, I can look normal on, not addictive, isn't neurotoxic, is legal, cheap, and a cheat code to life. Surely there is a pill that meets these criteria and is also overlooked by everyone. Strawberry. Couldn't sleep last night. I kept thinking about how the Green Ranger had a dagger that was a flute that sounded like a synthesizer that's trying to sound like a trumpet, and he blew into it with his helmet on. Holy shit. What is something silly you'll never do again? I once shampoo up my A because I thought maybe I would get an idea of how it felt to have someone inside me. That was not the correct life choice to make. Use an AIM origin story. At the end of the day, we are all human beings, and together we will rice, lettuce, pray, ramen. Who is the most attractive person on the planet? Technically it is the person with the most mass, so probably OP's mom. Bro woke up today and chose violence. Florida man bites off his brother's pen after he walks in on his brother having sex with his cousin on his favorite Dragon Ball Z blanket. I saw a Spotify playlist called Roulette with 5 somebody that I used to know and 1 anxiety. How do I civilians? Do tactical reduce civilian population? What is the most efficient way to reduce civilian population? Slugged up Florida girl 20 wall. If hot dog water was a person. How to secretly bring a knife into an American school and nobody will suspect a thing. Beer garden ready. Fart in them jeans, mate, and you will break your ankle. What is the saddest visual novel that you have ever read? Probably Absolute Best Bobs. The Bobs War. Kingdom of Big Bobs versus Kingdom of Small Bobs. There was this one medium girl who felt lonely. Queen Creeps had the survival instinct of a deer in the highway. The goal is to do all the things I have heard girls can't do. Can you standing? What's not them? When you fold paper to look like birds and shit. That's oregano bee. The risk reward. It is enough. Wall hack are bad. Were you trying to write a haiku? I think they were having a stroke. Congratulations on your graduation. I'm proud of you. For your present I have hopefully that will make you happy. This is unedited. He looks like that one me you and your cousin made as a joke and named Alan. How does the bottom stay up? Velcro. If life is a video game, the graphics are great but the plot is confusing and the tutorial is way too long. Says the guy playing with the cheat codes enabled. Who would win in a fight? For some reason I think Kang. Only because he seems good at women. I was in Hiroshima. The city does transit right. You come out as lesbian to your Catholic parents. They become angry and blame your friends. They transfer you to a Catholic school. It's an all-girls school. I would give it the square root of 64 out of 10. We're way past 10. Square root of 64 doesn't go past 10. Sorry, I'm not smart. Fairy, like language. What's your ethnicity? I'm interested in calling you a All fight scenes are now X scenes. What movie are you watching first? John Wick. They definitely shouldn't have effed his dog. If you think X work is so easy, try to take an ice pic right now. Texas man arrested trying to rescue teenagers from ICE detention facility. People are currently betting on what events will happen before GTA 6. My dad said GTA 6 would drop before he came back from the store. Now I'm betting on both. Statistically speaking, Jesus has better odds. At least he had a last supper before leaving. What's something totally normal until it turns? When my sister-in-law looks into my eyes and says something funny, I want to rip her clothes off. Dude, what? We have unreal chemistry. What is the drink on the cat's head in this picture? I really shaved my noisy before seeing One Direction when I was 14. What did I think was going to happen? No offense, but people who express their opinions by writing on money open doorknobs with their mouth. Your husband is so lucky, thank you. When a blind guy reads Braille saying warning, do not touch. Meanwhile in Alabama, me and this little old Mexican lady were talking in Spanish, and this old white bee in a wheelchair said, we are in America, why don't you speak English? And the little Mexican lady told her, you have legs, why don't you walk? I nearly lied. I gave her free coffee.
Spare change, ma'am.